What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I did not expect to be pulling something like this out of the sleeve today, but unfortunately, well, there's been some modding going on Plutonium, which is weird because when I started playing it and everything, it was pretty tightly ran, and there wasn't really any hackers or modders running around, but unfortunately, here in like the last week or so, it's been pretty bad. I think they're actually planning an update here in the next few days to either boost the anti-cheat or to bring parts of it back altogether. I'm not really sure what's going on with it, but as you're going to be able to see by this gameplay that I'm showing you guys today, unfortunately there are just losers running around trying to ruin the game, at least for everybody else, because well, they're not really good at the game without mods and hacks, so they have to like get all these, you know, the aimbots, the wall bots, things like that in order to help themselves perform better in the game, which, like I said in my last video, is really weird considering this is an 8-year-old video game at this point, and this isn't even the original version. Like, none of your stats count or anything at this point. You're just basically being a loser for no reason. But this guy basically was running around the map on raid using wall hacks and aimbot, and it was unbearable at first, but then everything kind of turns around because I dropped full streaks on him. I actually almost cycled my streaks all the way through on him. And the funny thing is he was like confident that he could turn off his mods and his hacks and whatnot, and that he was going to be able to, you know, perform fine. And he's really adamant that he won't get banned, but we'll see how that goes. But then he turns off his mods and his hacks, and well, basically, he just starts getting completely shit on, and it's pretty funny because I think, if anything, it really just highlights that people who go to these extents to hack and mod these games really just aren't good at the game, and it's pretty funny to watch them just struggle when they're actually having to play the game legitimately. Now, the thing is I'm not even really that good at this game, right? Like, I use a controller, and you don't get aim assist on most of the servers or anything like that, so I'm running around with a no aim assist controller on a PC game where pretty much everybody's using keyboards and mouses and everything, or mice, I should say. But, and then you got people like him running around with aimbot and basically just, you know, being degenerates. And then I still drop full streaks on him and beat him in the game. So throughout this entire thing, I kind of talked a lot of shit, I'm not gonna lie, which is, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's uncharacteristic of me because I can get toxic when I'm playing online games. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I can't, but usually whenever I see like a modder in Black Ops 2 Plutonium, I just kind of back out of the match and just go play on a different server and just don't really worry about it. But on this one, I just figured I'd let him know about it, and well, of course, right when he turns off his mods and his hacks, everything starts going bad for him, which I thought was pretty funny. And I mean, you'll see the gameplay, like, it's very apparent that he's doing this, right? Like, he's jumping around corners, snapping on, locking on, aimbotting, he's aiming at people through walls. He essentially admits to the fact that he's using all these different things. He says that he's not going to get banned. So he's like really open and confident about it, and like, you can report people in BO2 Plutonium, and that's pretty much the surefire way to kind of try and deal with these issues right now. But at one point in the game, it was like 15-2. This guy was on like a relentless or a merciless, something like that. Like, he had like 10 to 12 kills straight without dying, and I'm not sure if he ever got to 15 or not, but he was pretty close. Like, he was really going in, and he of course got all of his streaks playing like this because, well, he's not actually legitimately playing the game. But eventually he turns off all of this stuff, and like I said, he just starts getting kind of shit on bad. It was pretty funny to watch, actually, because we go from being down all these kills and everything, this guy's running around just kind of dominating everything by playing this way and using these mods, to all of a sudden, yeah, I'm getting full streaks. I have an orbital VSAT up, I'm calling it a lightning strike, I have a UAV, and of course it cycles right back through. I think I ended up getting all the way through a full set of streaks and then back up to my lightning strike, and I was like 1 or 2 kills off of my orbital before I ended up just making a stupid decision. But in these kinds of situations, I think that that's just the funniest thing that you can do to these kinds of people when they're just playing like this and just, you know, ruining the game, essentially, and then you just kind of come in and just make them look stupid. Because in all reality, this is the exact thing that kind of made BO2 unplayable in the first place, and that's why there's things like Black Ops 2 Plutonium, is because of people like this, and it sucks to see that they're trying to make their way onto this, but like I said, hopefully this issue gets resolved pretty quickly. Now, the funny thing about all this, actually, that I also want to point out is, like I said, he stopped using his mods for a little bit. He started getting destroyed. We ended up going up like 10 kills or something like that. Like, we ended up building a pretty sizable lead on his team, and the moment that I call in my orbital VSAT, this guy decides, oh shit, yeah, I better turn back on my aimbots and my wall hack, because all of a sudden he was getting completely just demolished. It wasn't like I dropped dropped 70 kills on him or anything, but I played well enough to make him lose the game, even though he was modding and hacking it most of the game, which it's not really the easiest thing in the world to do when you had some of the teammates that I did. Like, speaking on that, he ended up, like, accusing my other teammates of having these. He ended up accusing, like, 2 of them. Now, one of them had, like, a 4-kill positive ratio, and the other one had, like, a 0.8 KD. So that was pretty funny to me, considering it. Like, at some point throughout the video, I even typed, like, this dude's 8 and 8. I mean, if you're using aimbots and you go 8 and 8 in this kind of lobby, I mean, you might be worse than this guy, which is funny, but he just starts throwing out that accusation a lot against people who are not performing well enough to, you know, have that going on. And like, you'll even see through some of the kill cams, there's just no way that this is actually aimbot on my teammate's part. The truth of the matter is once the guy gets his mods and everything off, he just isn't good at the game, and he just gets embarrassed by pretty much anyone he goes into a gunfight with. But yeah, then he turns back on everything and starts, of course, just ruining it again. But the funny thing is even though he turns back on these mods and he's aimbotting and he's wall hacking, he still can't pull the win out. He's not really getting enough kills to kind of build everything back up. He's not really, I guess, erasing the deficit. Or if he is, he's doing it too slowly for it to matter because the match is about to end. And then with everything going on, he has all these streaks that he saved up by basically being a bitch and using aimbot and, you know, walling and everything. He has all these saved up, so he has like a K9 unit, a swarm, all these things, right? And he calls them in like a last-ditch effort to try and, I guess, pull this match out and to really win it and kind of stick it to the people making fun of him in the game chat. But thankfully, he's unable to do it because, well, he first off didn't have enough time. Second off, if there was more time, they wasn't really performing well enough, I would say, to really, I guess, make an impact. Like, even if he won that match, was I gonna respect him? No, of course not. I mean, it's such a bitch move to be using these kinds of things in this game. So it's just ironic, right? Like, I mean, imagine you get on Black Ops 2, an 8-year-old video game, and you're not good at the game, which is okay, but then you get these cheats because you're not good. And you start trying to ruin the game for other people, but then you can't even win when you have those on and you get a full set of lethal streaks. By the way, I wasn't running lethal streaks, really. I ran like a UAV, a lightning strike, an orbital VSAT. That lightning strike's not going to pull me in. Swarm kills or K9 unit kills. Imagine running your lethal streaks and everything and playing this way just to lose the match. So I guess that's really it. As far as everything goes, I mean, ridicule the people in game chat who are using these kinds of things, report them because they're just ruining the experience. And, well, if you can do it like this and you can get a win on them and talk shit to them in the next match until they back out, then, well, I guess you can also consider that a win. Yes, he did back out. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around my channel. Follow me over on Twitter at SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. Surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, beating aimbotters, and signing out.